Karl, Royal Ascot 2024 is on the horizon, and it's been a fantastic start to the flat season for you.
Yeah, no, couldn't have gone much better really. But as always, there's always horses that should be performing that aren't, and people don't really see them. But no, very happy with the way things have gone generally.
I'm sure the highlight was Fallen Angel winning a classic over in Ireland. What a tremendous day that must have been.
Yeah, no, she's a very high-class filly, and obviously we're disappointed with the English Guineas, but to go and win an Irish Guineas is a big achievement, I think.
What was the key to her improvement between Newmarket and Ireland?
Nothing really. Nothing that we did, and nothing physical there was nothing wrong with her after Newmarket. I think the run just sharpened her up mentally as much as anything. She didn't blow much at Newmarket. We had her fairly fit. We were very happy going into Newmarket with her. Didn't really handle the undulations on the fast ground, but that was just looking for an excuse on the day. It only meant the difference between a length or two. We were beaten fair and square, but I was reasonably confident with the track, and the better ground in Ireland would suit her, and pretty confident she'd run a big race.
Coronation Stakes next at Royal Ascot. Was it an easy decision to stick at a mile for now?
Fairly easy. It was just, the discussion was had. We had the opportunity to go to the option to go to the Prix de Diane, and we think she will stay. But I don't think there's any rush to step her up at this stage. The Coronation's a fantastic race to go for. It's Royal Ascot. The owners are all geared to go there, so we can be pretty aggressive with her there in the way we ride her. Whereas, to go over to France on a different switchback track, you're riding a little slightly different, I would imagine. So we can try that later. Let's see if we can win a Coronation.
Sticking with the 3-year-olds, another high-class 3-year-old going to the meeting, elite status.
Yeah, he's a horse that I always liked last year. He put up some tremendous performance, winning the National Stakes, and disappointed us a little bit at Ascot. But Sheikh Abeid, after he won the Sandown race, said we should step him up in trip. I thought we should stick at the 5, and we did do. And after that, though, he just got a few niggly little injuries that held him back. He wintered really well, and as you can see, he came out really well at Newbury and showed us what he's all about. And he should improve for fitness for that run as well.
After those little niggles at the back end of his juvenile campaign, were you confident coming into the spring that he would return to the best of elite status?
He'd been working well. The problem he had, he kept hitting the back of the joint on the sesamoid bone, and when they catch that point of that joint and they keep touching it, it gets very inflamed and sore, and it's a pain in the backside type of injury really. It's like catching a corn on your foot or a bruise on your foot all the time, and when they do it in the race, it stops them really. So he hadn't caught that all winter. Touch wood. It's been good since his run at Newbury, and we go there with a chance, I think.
And you've won a Commonwealth Cup before with quiet reflection. Just what tools has he got to help him win a race of that standard?
Very high cruising speed, and he can quicken off a high cruising speed as well. And the track will suit him well. Good ground will be perfect for him.
Another 3-year-old, Night Raider, down the field in the Guineas, but he could bounce back at Royal Ascot next week.
We hope so. Yeah, he's aiming at the Jersey Stakes. He's still got another bit of work. He worked this morning. He's got another piece of work to do, which he'll do at the end of this week. And I think he's a horse with a lot of ability. Didn't show it in the Guineas. Everything went wrong for him there really. He got very keen and just over raced, and it just didn't happen. Consequently, he had an easy. Danny didn't give him a hard time, so he had an easy run up. He's training nicely now, and we're very hopeful.
And with that keenness in mind, dropping back a furlong in trip, you can see the idea behind that.
100%, yeah. I thought he would stay the mile, but it's looking. He certainly won't stay it if he runs like as keen as he did in the Guineas. But 7 furlongs should be fine, but you could probably drop him back to 6 as well. He's not short of speed.
Another interesting 3-year-old for Watton Racing, Native Warrior, 4th behind the Guineas winner, notable speech at Kempton, and then won a Nottingham Maiden nicely.
Yeah, he's a lovely horse. I think he's a group horse in the making. He's working very well. We specifically sort of went for a little maiden and hold his mark on 90s. Try and protect that for the Britannia. Hopefully we get in off 90 now. That's the next thing to to happen that we need to get in. As if we get in, I think he's well handicapped.
Would there be another option for him if he didn't get in that race?
We're only thinking of the Britannia at the moment, but I do think later in the year you'll see him enlisted in Group 3 races.
And Karl, you've got Caviar Heights running at Royal Ascot in the mile and a quarter Hampton Court Stakes.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing him run. He's a better horse than the one that turned up at the Dante. I think we ran him back too quick after his listed win at Newmarket on Guineas weekend. So he's training really well. He'll love the ground. I think he'll love the track, and the trip's perfect for him.
And that win at Newmarket, the form was boosted, wasn't it? He beat a horse who ran well in the Derby quite easily that day.
Yeah.
Looks good form.
Yeah, no, he's a good horse. You know, he's a good horse. As I say, I just think we ran him back too quick, really. Saw stars in our eyes with the Dante, and shouldn't have done that. But horse came out of it fine, and he's had a short break and freshen up, and goes to Ascot in good order.
Karl, moving on to the older horses. Royal Rhyme, how's he doing after winning the Brigadier Gerard?
Yeah, he's very well. We were delighted to win a Group 3 with him. I think he's a horse on soft ground that can be competitive in Group 1s. Whether he's as good on faster ground, we'll find out. I'm hopeful now with the weather forecast that we're going to get genuine good ground at Ascot, and I think Sheikh Mohammed Obeid is keen to let him take his chance if we get that in the Mile 2 Group 1.
Yeah, the Prince of Wales Stakes, it's always a hot race, the likes of Augusta Redan and White Birch, who's won a couple of times this spring. But do you think Royal Rhyme could step up to that level, granted his right conditions?
Certainly on soft and heavy ground, yeah, without a doubt. He ran very well at Ascot in the Champions Day. You know, that was the end of a long season for him. I think, but I think he's got to prove that he can do that, be in that class sort of on good ground.
You've got a couple of older sprinters to talk about. Swing Along, she loves Ascot.
Yeah, she's ran a couple of cracking races there. Was fourth in the Commonwealth Cup, fourth on Champions Day as well. Loves the track. Ground, whichever way it goes, won't stop her. And she's taken a huge step forward from her opening run of the season.
And a couple of older ones in the handicaps look dead interesting. Holloway boy, who won famously on his debut at Royal Ascot. He's going for the Royal Hunt Cup?
Yeah, that's the plan. I know Nick White, his owner, is keen to step him up even further in trip. You know, try a mile and a quarter with him. But he's in good order. He's definitely still got his ability. He's disappointed us a little bit there on his first run or two of this season, but I'm expecting a big run from him in the Hunt Cup.
And Lethal Levi, who seemed to respond to first-time blinkers last time in style, really, at Newbury.
If he runs like he did at Newbury in the Wokingham, I think he can run a big race. You know, he's come out of that race in great form. He's working really well. He has his quirks, but he's a horse with a lot of ability on his day.
Karl, moving on to your juveniles, who've been absolutely flying. Andesite in the Coventry Stakes.
Very good horse. I think he goes there with a genuine chance. I really do. He, you know, for the way he battled first time out, he beat a very good horse of Richard Spencer's, and I think they were gutted that they got beat. Didn't think they could get beat. Drew a long way clear from the rest. As we know, Richard Fay's horse that was well back on that day came out and won very well at Ripon, and I know Richard thinks a lot of that. I really think he's a high class horse, and if he gets there in the form I think he is in, then he'll run a huge race.
You could have a couple in the Queen Mary, Leovani.
Leovani, very nice win first time up at Nottingham. She's a very quick filly, very straightforward. Behaved impeccably on a racecourse debut. Obviously, she'd had the experience of the breeze ups, but yeah, she's a good filly.
And the filly who just got beaten in the Marygate, Miss Lamai, could she go there as well?
Miss Lamai is due to go there. I think she was a tad unlucky, really. I think probably in front, you know, half a furlong too soon. It wasn't the plan to be so handy, really. She was a bit slow away first time, and Callum Rodriguez didn't ride her first time out, and I told him just get her away. He couldn't afford to be too far back in the Marygate at York, and she absolutely winged the gates and then was travelling too strong and took it up sort of over a furlong out and just got a little bit lonely in the last 100 yards. But I think she was probably a little bit unlucky. Ridden differently, she probably could have finished in front. She's a good filly, well worth a chance in the Queen Mary.
Milford, what's the plan with him after that very nice win at Hamilton?
Yeah, he's a good horse, and he'll have an entry in all the 2-year-old races, I think, or the Coventry, the Norfolk. Norfolk will probably be the favourite, and he'll probably have an entry in the Windsor Castle as well, just in case. But I'd imagine we'll stick to 5 rather than go for the Coventry. But you know, he's a good horse, and I don't see any reason why he won't show up well.
And another Norfolk possible would be Shareholder, who was impressive really at Beverley on Saturday.
Yeah, he'll definitely go for the Norfolk. He's a horse I think has got an awful lot of ability, natural ability, a lot of speed. You know, we haven't had him very long, and it was a big ask to go to Beverley really and take on those winners there. And as you saw, he ran very green and did everything wrong really, and still managed to get up. As I said to Richard Fahey after the race, he was only going schooling pace because he actually jumped the winning line, the grass cuttings of them. So there's plenty left in the tank with him.
Motawahij in the Chesham possibly.
Yeah, the aim was always to go there. Always we were going to give him 1 run. Haven't got time to give him 2. We were delighted with his run up at Hamilton, beaten by a very good colt of Richard Fahey's. So I think stepping up in trip will be key to him. Although he's not short of speed, but I think at that level you need to quicken again. And I think Hamilton showed us he's got a great cruising speed, but couldn't quicken with the winner that day. And I think the extra furlong of the Chesham will suit him fine.
Unfair question to finish on, Karl, but which 2 are you most looking forward to running at Ascot this year?
Most looking forward to it. I mean, we've got so many chances, but it's a nightmare of a place to go to. You think you got your horses absolutely on song, and you come back home up the A1 with your tail between your legs. But obviously looking forward to seeing Fallen Angel again. She's proven she's top class, and she deserves to be there. Andesite, I think, is a very good horse, and Shareholder. But you know, the 2 fillies in the Queen Mary, they're all good horses, and if we get them there and the condition that they should be when they walk in the paddock, then I'll be starting to get excited.